Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. This is Tanush, and today we'll be discussing about Scorpio Ascendant, right? So how the transit of Saturn to the sign of Aquarius is going to be for Scorpio Ascendant or Vrishchik Lagna people, right? So for Scorpio or Vrishchik Lagna, Saturn occupies two houses, which are the third house and the fourth house, right? So the third house is Capricorn and the fourth house is Aquarius. So the third house is Makar Rashi and the fourth house is Kumbha Rashi, right? And Saturn was in your third house from January 2020. Now third house typically represents the efforts we put in, and whenever Saturn either transits into third house or it aspects the third house, it makes a person work extremely hard, right? So Saturn might have done that for you. So probably from January 2020, depending on which dasha you are going through, you might have worked extremely hard, right? And third house also represents short term travels, siblings, new initiatives. So it was a time where you might have taken some new initiatives. Things surely were not so easy for you guys because Saturn was in the third house, but Saturn does quite well in the third house. So Saturn has done the groundwork now, right? And third house also represents reading, and I mean third and seventh house represents publishing, writing and publishing. So Saturn was sitting in the third house and was also aspecting the ninth house, which means you might have, I mean, people who are into writing and publishing field might have surely written something and they might have got that published as well, right? So now when Saturn actually gets into your fourth house, it's going to be a good one for you because Saturn in the Kendra house, in its own house, surely is a good one. That too in the sign of Aquarius, it's going to be a good one. Now because fourth house is second from third, so one way we can interpret that is whatever hard work you have put in, whatever efforts, tireless efforts you have put in when Saturn was in your third house, this is the time where you actually can see the results, right? You can see the results coming your way. So again, third house Saturn is not so bad because it is one of the Upachaya houses, but fourth house is second from the third, right? So which represents gains from the third house. So whatever efforts you have put in during this period, you will see results coming during this period, right? Now fourth house also represents properties like land, house, construction. It also represents vehicles, comforts at home, like all the interiors, that wonderful sofa, and all the luxuries at home. So all that is represented by fourth house. So when Saturn comes to your fourth house, and in case you are running Saturn Mahadasha, or even if you are not, this is a time where you can actually purchase some property because fourth house represents properties. And when the lord of fourth house, especially when Saturn comes to your fourth house after 27 years, then surely it will make you purchase a wonderful property. Unless your dasha is too bad, probably this might not happen. But if your dasha is moderate, or even or if it is wonderful, then surely you'll end up purchasing a wonderful property during this period, or you'll construct your dream house, or you get involved in beautification of your house, all the interiors and all those things, right? Now sitting in the fourth house, Saturn also aspects your 10th house. People who had plans to start some business from their home, right? So this is the time where actually you can start doing that because Saturn is in the fourth house. The fourth house lord in the fourth house aspecting the 10th house, right? So this indicates, I mean, one indication is that you can start some business from your home, right? So people who are planning for that, you can start off. Now Saturn, when it aspects the 10th house, it gives you that courage, and because it is a sign of Aquarius, you will be working with again a large group of people, large masses and everything, and it's going to be a good one. You will be enjoying what you are doing, and if you are looking for a job change, then this is the best time to look out for the job change. Now if you plan to travel, then you can take travel during this period, because Saturn also aspects I mean, Saturn was aspecting the ninth house, but because this is the gains from the from the third house, so if you had any plans, you can do that. Now, if you are Scorpio moon, this also indicates starting of a Dhaya, a period of 2.5 years. Now, we need to understand what is Dhaya actually. So, Dhaya is that 2.5 year period of Saturn, when Saturn is actually aspecting your moon. So, this happens whenever Saturn is obviously transiting over your moon, so that is Sadesati, we all know. But when Saturn gets into the 4th house or the 7th house or the 10th house, it aspects your moon. And whenever Saturn aspects the moon, it throws its malefic effect on the moon, and that is where it tries to inflict that pain mentally, and it's considered bad. But because this is a sign of Aquarius, things are not going to be the same, right? So this is a time where surely Saturn would aspect, but it is not so malefic. That's what I have found in my experience. Like Saturn sitting in the sign of Capricorn and aspecting moon is like completely different. It's going to inflict the maximum pain. But here I see Saturn giving you opportunities. Obviously there would be a tinge of Saturn added to that, but it would give you a lot of opportunities, right? So you can expect some big gatherings happening in your place. You going to someone some relatives place for some functions. There would be get together, and you would be having a wonderful time during this period, right? So guys, these were my thoughts on the transit of Saturn to the sign of Aquarius or Kumbh Rashi for Vrishchik Lagna or Scorpio Ascendant people. So if you like my video, you can subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I would anyway be back with another interesting video. Thank you so much.